What's going on, Zelda fans? Welcome back to NLX. My name is Jake, and today I want to do a little bit of a comparison that I noticed recently between Breath of the Wild and a little movie you might have heard of called Princess Mononoke. Now, obviously, I know that a huge inspiration for Breath of the Wild is the original Zelda games. And no, I don't think that the Breath of the Wild team is trying to steal ideas or assets or anything like that from Princess Mononoke. I was just watching the movie the other night, and I just noticed some stunning similarities, enough so that I felt like I needed to make this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the hero. So obviously, the hero of Breath of the Wild is Link, which is standard for a Zelda game, and the hero of Princess Mononoke is Ashitaka. Both the heroes wear blue, which, you know, that's not a huge thing, but they also both wield a sword, and they also both use a bow and arrow. I also think it's interesting to note that in this amiibo and in this next clip I'm about to show you guys, both heroes are also wearing hoods. Now, Ashitaka's is obviously red and Link's is this gray color. It's just an interesting thing to note. I also wonder if we're going to be able to actually wear that hood in the game because I think it looks dope as fuck. But not only that, they also both fight while mounted. Granted, Ashitaka rides a red elk, whereas Link only appears to ride a horse as far as we know. But speaking of mounted combat, go ahead and take a look at this clip from the beginning of Princess Mononoke. Doesn't this clip remind you a little bit of this first trailer that we got for Breath of the Wild?
Fury!
I mean, the comparison is unreal. I mean, they both even end up shooting the creature in the eye to take it down. I mean, you don't actually see Link hit the Guardian in the eye in this clip, but we see him hit a Guardian in the eye in this clip. So yeah, that's really similar. I mean, the whole composition of these two scenes is very similar, and I think that's awesome. But granted, the Guardians are much different from the demon that's chasing Ashitaka in the beginning of Princess Mononoke, but the body shapes are very similar. I think it's the multiple legs that do it. And you've got to admit, this shit looks pretty similar. But I think it's awesome that Princess Mononoke, can inspire Breath of the Wild. I mean, if they're going to be inspired by anything, I'm glad that it's Princess Mononoke. I consider that to be one of the best, animated films of all time. So it's awesome to see that. But the similarities don't stop there. Remember the Koroks, these little leaf guys? And I know they've been in the series for a little bit, I think since Wind Waker, but they remind me so much of the Kodama from Princess Mononoke, being that the Koroks are forest spirits and the Kodama are tree spirits. And I have a feeling that the general idea of this type of creature might be a cultural Japanese thing, but I'm not really sure. I haven't done any research on that. But either way, these little tree spirits definitely remind me of the Koroks from Wind Waker and now from Breath of the Wild. The last similarity I want to talk about is the theme of technology clashing with nature. In Princess Mononoke, human greed and lust for power has driven people to destroy entire ecosystems to gain access to mine for metals and things like that, which causes an all-out war between the forest gods and the humans. Now, the situation in Breath of the Wild doesn't seem to be quite that straightforward, but we still see conflict. This is the first Zelda game that we have seen that deals with technology. I mean, the devs even refer to the Sheikah Slate as technology in Breath of the Wild. And it seems like that same technology that powers the Sheikah Slate also powers the Guardians. And from what we've seen, I guess we can kind of assume that that technology becomes corrupted somehow and turns the Guardians against the people they were supposed to be guarding in the first place. I think that's the general assumption of how this whole situation has played out. As we can see from this clip right here, I mean, they're burning down an entire city, it seems like. And obviously this isn't a one-to-one comparison, but it is really interesting that they chose to introduce technology in a game that seems so focused on nature and wildlife. And honestly, I cannot wait to get into this game and find out exactly what happened. You know, maybe the Guardians weren't created to guard humans in the first place. Maybe they have always been, an evil force, but I have a feeling that Zelda, or, the powers that be, created the Sheikah Slate and that technology and used it to create the Guardians to kind of protect, the different civilizations, and that Ganon at some point corrupts that technology and uses it against the people that created it in the first place. But I mean, I just can't wait. I can't wait to find out who really created the Guardians. How were they corrupted, and is this corruption a major reason why the world is in the state that it's in? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I guess we'll find out come March. But until then, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, praise the sun. Peace, guys.
Open your eyes.